Hey everyone, last year was a really hard year for me. I don't know if you've seen before and after pictures, but I gained about 40 pounds last year. It was a really tough year for me. I had many different life circumstances that happened all at once. It kind of, put me into a deep dark hole, and I kind of went into isolation or solitude. I became very productive, but I wasn't moving my body. I wasn't really focusing on my diet. I was depressed. And I channeled all of that into creating books. I published 38 books in a little bit over a year. The reason that I gained weight is mainly due to, obviously, I stopped eating raw. I stopped working out. I kind of just let myself go because I was not happy. One of the main culprits that I didn't even realize is that because my husband was working all day and he wasn't here, we weren't together. So when my husband and I first met, there were other reasons of why I was having a hard year with family things, but my husband and I are very much in love, and when we first met each other, we were inseparable. We spent a year and a half together when we first met, getting to know each other. Neither one of us were working. I was a stay-at-home mom. He had just moved here from Canada. We were just getting to know each other, so he, couldn't legally work in the United States yet. He didn't have his work permit or anything. So we spent a year and a half every single day together, just being in love, learning about each other, growing together, raising my kids together. And then after a year and a half, I went to work because I was sponsoring him for his green card. So I had to leave the house. I had to leave my children and my husband. I had to be away from my home. And that was really hard. So he got a job working from home. And for the past not 8 years, but because he was working, I would say before he had this last job, he was for 6 years, he was working from home. So he was always here. So even when I went to work, I left. When I would come home, he would always be here. And I always just had him here in the home. He was always here. Even on my days off, he'd be working from home. But he recently, a few years ago, I think he got a job and he was working out of the house full time. Plus he would go play pickleball, but either before work. So he would be gone 12 hours a day. And I would, walk to his pickleball, or sometimes I'd go walk to his job. And we'd, drive home together, so I could get my exercise in. But for the most part, we'd spend majority of our day not being together. And then we had this tiny little portion of our day where had time to spend together. So it really put a strain on our relationship. And about 6 months ago, he was let go of his job due to budget cuts and things like that. So he's been home. And funny enough, I'm correlating. I'm seeing a correlation. When he lost his job and he stayed home for the past 6 months, I started losing the weight. The weight started falling off effortlessly. It just started coming off. And our relationship has never, ever been better. We are so in love, just being able to spend every day together, working on our purpose, being in love, laughing every day. We're having so much fun. And I really, truly believe that this is what humans are supposed to do. We're not meant to be away from our loved ones. We're not meant to be away from our children. When I was married to my ex-husband, he was deployed overseas. For 7 out of the 10 years we were together, we were actually in separate countries. So I was never lonely though, because I had my children. But now my kids live with their dad. I don't have my kids. I live 3,000 miles away from my family. So my husband is the only family that I have on a daily basis. It feels really, really lonely when he's not here. Think about pets. When you have dogs, right? They always go everywhere together. You don't see one dog hanging out in the backyard. They always run together. They sleep on each other. They nap on each other. Animals in the wild, they spend the days with their loved ones all day. Monkeys, lions, they're in herds. It's just not normal. Humans are so detached from the way that we're supposed to live in nature. And humans are supposed to be with their loved ones. And it's just so weird to send kids to school and for parents to be away from their kids at work and for spouses to be separated all day. It's not normal. And how do I know this? Because I get very depressed when my husband's not here, and it's okay. It doesn't mean that it's anything bad. It just means that we are wired for connection. My husband, he's starting back work today, his first day back, and I already have separation anxiety, and I have to be very, very diligent on my self-care and my mental health and, staying focused, because being home all day by myself, just working without my husband here, we would take breaks, like, we'd both be working on the computer, we'd take breaks and everything throughout the day. I don't have that anymore. I also have to be very mindful of my eating habits now that he's back at work, because, if I could easily fall off my health plan and my diet plan and go back and gain the weight back. These things like really play a part, and we don't even realize how being separated from our loved ones is affecting us until we get that time with them. So my husband and I just had the past 6 months every day together, spending every day together. I'm telling you, our relationship has never been better. This is what it's about. This is what it's about. Ultimately, the end goal, my husband and I would like to work together, working on our purpose, making money together from home, traveling the world. Like, that's the dream, right? But we're not there right now. So he's going back to work. So this is going to be a challenging test for me and for him too, and for our marriage. It's going to take a lot more work. But yeah, for the past 6 months, we've had all that time to, just focus on each other, focus on our marriage, focus on our relationship, dream up our future. I just want to say that I don't think this is what, humans are meant to do. We're not meant to go to work. We're not meant to leave our families. We're not meant to leave our children. The children are not meant to leave their parents and their siblings. They're not meant to be separated from their loved ones. It really doesn't make sense if you think about it, but this is the way society is designed, and we are slaves to the system. We're slaves to the system. We're the only creatures on this planet that has to leave their families and go work something that they don't enjoy doing to make money in order to just eat and put a roof over their head. So animals in nature, they don't have to work. They just go out and they forage food, and they're together all day, and they're just being present, and they're playing and frolicking, and you know what I mean? So I don't see why humans would be any different. I mean, we're not animals. We are very intelligent creatures, and we have the ability to, to create and to reason. I think we are meant to create and to innovate, but not to be slaves to a system and to be separated from our families. We're meant to find our purpose and build together, build community. I'm really, really excited that AI is now in the picture, because I feel like this is going to be a huge game changer. I feel like it's going to free up a lot more time by automating a lot of things so that people can actually get back to being with their families. It's going to change education so that kids don't have to be away from their parents to go to school. Maybe there's, one-on-one custom tutoring that children will have. Parents will be able to potentially work from home. There could be more opportunities for entrepreneurship, building businesses. So it's going to be a different world in a few years. There might even come a time where we don't even have to work at all, because AI and robotics is going to take over the mundane tasks. We needed humans to be robots to keep the systems in place, to clean up the world, to build things, to, even school. School was designed for the industrial age, but we're no longer in the industrial age. We're not even in the information age. We're in the age of AI. That's a whole different playing field. This is like a whole new thing. So we're doing things now still based on ancient systems, and we're like in the Stone Age, and we need to start thinking about the future. So it's going to be a completely new paradigm, a completely new world if we design it that way. So ask yourself, if what you are doing, is it what you want to be doing? Do you want to be away from your spouse all day? Do you want to be away from your kids all day? Does your kid want to be away from you all day and their siblings? Is this the life that you want to be living? Just a lot of interesting questions to ask ourselves. What have we normalized in society that's not normal. You know, it's just not normal. So I say, let's get back to being human because I want to be with my family. I don't want to be separated. I want to be with my husband every single day. I want us to work on our purpose and travel the world. And I want us to have a great, beautiful marriage. I think that's the world that we can build together. We can dream it together. Let me know your thoughts. Put them in the comments, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one.